Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. This is Rafegal. This is Lufia 2. This is the ancient cave. We are level 17. We're on floor 23? 23. We have nothing worthwhile whatsoever. But we've got Takar Guy Artie. We've got Blaze for our capsule monster. We're trying that out. Maxim has a cool blue chest sword. And the rest of our party is terrible. That's probably a bit of an exaggeration, but no, we don't have any stuff to fight the boss. For those who are not aware, this is a 100-floor dungeon. We're fighting the boss at the end. He has 10,000 hit points. We want special gear to fight him. Most importantly, I think for this run right now, we don't have any healing items. So, we're gonna open some chests, grind through, and have faith, have hope that we'll find like a Takar blade at some point here. Or, you know, maybe Champion or Valor. Champion and Valor would be nice. I'll take those. I don't want to fight bees. That's a bee. They do like a weird kind of jumpy movement, and they're in battle. They are very fast. On the battlefield, they are fairly fast, and they do decent damage. I believe they have an area of effect that has a chance to paralyze. So we don't want to fight them. Paralyze is bad. Okay, so I believe with this, we can go into this room. That guy moves the opposite direction that we do, so we can kind of guide him away from us. And you might have noticed he didn't start, even though he was visible, he didn't start moving until we got into the doorway. They only move when you're in the same room as them. The exception to that is kind of the with the teleporting enemies, and a few others, and that's only in certain situations. I don't really want to go in that room, so we're just gonna see if we can go around. 'Cause bees are bad. We don't want bees. Okay. I really don't want to fight the Gorham down there. That's what I thought. I'm just gonna dive in and... Nope, not quite. Okay, let's see how this works. I believe Maxim should be doing most of the damage for this. He has... Oh, that's a one-shot kill, randomly. I didn't know they did that. I'm not sure that's the best idea to use a Brigade right there, but we'll take it. Better to keep everyone's XP on the same track, if possible, obviously. The next thing we're looking for, by the way, are at level floor 32, there are blue cores. So, XP-wise, there's no real enemies we need to fight right now. By the way, that's what I was talking about with the teleporting enemies. Sometimes they kind of teleport into the next room. It's weird, I don't completely understand it. But basically, if they're in one room and the next room's kind of right next door, they can... and you're visible to them. Yeah. Okay. The other thing that we'll be getting pretty soon here, running into pretty soon here, are blue mimics. Blue mimics are terrifying. They look like blue treasure chests, except for with kind of a matte tone to them. And if they happen to be blocking our way, we are pretty much just dead. I'm not being melodramatic, that's just how this works. stairs are on the bottom left. I'm saying it out loud so that I hopefully don't forget again. I'm holding off on healing until I absolutely need to because I really want to save my healing items, and I'm still, for some reason, hoping that I find a healing spell. Oh my gosh. That's terrible. Okay, so those squids are both an enemy we want and don't want to fight, which sounds weird. They drop an item. This is not good. They drop the magic fruit that we need to get Blaze into his final form. There's only a chance to drop them, but in order to do that, we need to kill them, and we're not doing that, bluntly. They are terrifying. They hit your entire party really, really hard, and honestly, we might just be in trouble because this one's kind of blocking our way right now, and we're out of potions. Okay. So, I'm not gonna fight that one, because I don't have a way to get in behind it or to the side of it easily, and because I know there's 4. Once you've been in a battle with one or with something, the battle stays the same. So, even if you like come into a battle and then run away, kill one thing and run away, which is a tactic you can use if you get a good surprise round. Stairs are over here, aren't they? So yeah, there's a chance if we find another set of evil fish, which are the squids, they will be less than 4 of them. And that's what we want. If we get a chance to get in behind them and to get into a fight where there are more, or where there are only where there are only 2 of them, that would be ideal. So we're gonna see here if we can get in first. We didn't. And this time we didn't get the immediate escape. Hopefully you can see why this is a problem. Well, I'm glad we did that run. So I'm seeing a problem with Blaze. Basically my strategy for including Blaze required me to go and fight those enemies. And they are completely kicking my butt every time I go in there. Yeah, I'm not 100% sure where we're at on that. The run wasn't going great, so I'm not feeling terrible about this. You know, we didn't have any healing, and kind of light on good items. But that's kind of how it goes. Again, this is random. So, I'm gonna go ahead and do a little bit of research on maybe another secondary capsule monster choice. Actually, you know what? I'm just gonna go ahead since I'm on here. So the capsule monsters, you got Gels or Fumi, who is the neutral element. He is, from all accounts, that I've seen, one of the worst choices for the dungeon, just because he's just straight damage, he runs away a lot, and he's got a mediocre chance to do decent damage, but he's really average. He's not very good for dealing lots of damage. Flash we've used once before. Flash heals, which is useful, and with the way this has been going, it's not very good, but he doesn't do damage. And getting him to the end, I believe the one run we actually got to the jelly, we had Flash, and he did nothing during that fight. He might have done 100 damage. And, you know, we've got 10,000 HP to cut through, so some of the other ones that are more powerful are going to be better choices. Gusto is the wind element. He's very fast. I know the speedrunners hate him because, in addition to not being super powerful, he tends to go first. So even when you run away from a fight, he'll come in and he'll get a swing in, and a lot of times have an animation to go with it. So that's kind of, from what I have heard, why we don't want to use him. I might consider it, we'll see. Zeppy is the water element. He's a fish. I believe, from what I've heard, he's one of the other ones, along with Blaze, that is more usable, kind of in the middle. I might be wrong. Let's see, because he's got good, yeah, he's got okay attack and defense. So he might be worth, he's probably the one I'm going to consider for an alternate. Or I might just use Darby again, because I haven't really used Darby that much, because his first form annoys me so much. Darby's Dark Elemental, we've used him once, I think. Transmakers, his first form is really bad, but his later forms are really good. They do lots of damage, and they have instant death effects. Sully's the one we've been using most of the time. He's a radish. He's physical / he's earth elemental, but he's really physical based, and just hits the enemies really hard, has good hit points, doesn't run away or die easily. And Blaze is the one we were trying this time. He's fire element. He's one of the better attackers. Apparently he gets to be a very good attacker later on. He's got really good specials, that's the big thing. He basically turns into a giant fire-breathing dragon. What's wrong with that? So yeah, that's the options I've got. I believe the big thing is Sully and Darby are the two that are best if you can't get their master form, their 5th form. Now that I know what we have to fight to get Blaze's 5th form, I'm not sure we want to bother with it. I'm gonna look up what Gusto and Zeppy take to get their final forms. Because if it's something that's very accessible or something we're gonna fight anyway, like I think one of them is dropped by gnomes, which are one of the enemies that we've fought a few times on these videos. I want to say Gusto requires you to fight gnomes, and if that's the case, that might be more accessible just because it's something we can actually do, or to have the chance to get the fruit. Same kind of thing with Zeppy. I want to say that those fire chickens that we got our butts kicked by are what you fight for that. I could be wrong, I'm gonna look it up. But yeah, we'll come back and start another run here shortly. I'll put another video up probably right after this, because that was kind of a crap run. Or crap end to a run after making you wait a few days, especially. So yeah, we'll go from there, and if you enjoyed it, like, subscribe, feel free to leave a comment. You know, if you have a favorite capsule monster you want to see, I'll definitely consider that. If you have other party members you want to see, you know, I can try throwing Lexus or Tia in. Let me know. Leave a comment, like, subscribe. Have a good one.